time of 2:962. Brandy in green with a time of 1 minute and 0651. Lindsay in green with a time of 3027. Scott in red with a time of 2346. William in green with a time of 2283. Brett in red with a time of 2268. And Megan in red with a time of 2268. Timothy in green with a time of 2522. Brian in green with a time of 2379. Robert in red with a time of 2616. Jeffrey in green with a time of 2429. And Nathan in red with a time of 2507. Merrick in green with a time of 2286.
Come on! Get on your goddamn outside speed.
David in red with a time of 2519. Maddie in green with a time of 2127. David in red with a time of 2519. Chuck in green with a time of 2282. Kevin in red with a time of 2558. Dan B in green with a time of 2437. Nick in red with a time of 2906. Dan O in green with a time of 2219. Jennifer in red with a time of 2438. Whitney in green with a time of 2236. Brendan in green with a time of 2288. Chris in red with a time of 2553. Paul in green with a time of 2454. Richard in red with a time of 2765. Eric in green with a time of 3060. Philip in red with a time of 2866. Michael in red with a time of 2356. Richard in green with a time of 3436. Bill in red with a time of 2605. Richard in green with a time of 3436. Bill in red with a time of 2605. Devin in green with a time of 2:08:05. Richard in green with a time of 3:4:36. Kathy in red with a time of 3:1:77. Jason in green with a time of 2:7:57. Rodney in red with a time of 3:2:80. Jay in green with a time of 2:2:80. Ted in red with a time of 2:1:68.
Hey, we have a racer who dropped the pole off the board. Any news on that?
Kayla in red with a time of 2:6:97. Ted in red with a time of 2:1:68. Jay in green with a time of 2:2:80. Mike in red with a time of 2:7:53.
Randy, you guys are clear. Somebody grabbed it.
Thank you.
Sam in green with a time of 2:0:57, and Jared in red with a time of 2:0:29. Peter in red with a time of 3:0:53, and Jeffrey in green with a time of 3:0:54. Robert in red with a time of 3:4:07. Sean in green with a time of 2:2:63.
Oh man, I got fucking late on that.
Scott in red with a time of 2:4:67. Mark in green with a time of 2:4:88. Mike in red with a time of 2:2:36. Libby in green with a time of 3:0:02. Aaron in green with a time of 2:9:20. Mike in red with a time of 2:2:36. Allison in red with a time of 3:1:99. Liz in green with a time of 2:9:15. Martin in red with a time of 3:196. Tom in green with a time of 2:873. Morgan in green with a time of 2:650. Timothy in red with a time of 2:897. Barrett in red with a time of 2:334. Michael in green with a time of 2:795. And Trevor in green with a time of 2:190. Patrick in red with a time of 2:384. Trevor in green with a time of 2:190. Patrick in red with a time of 2:384. Teresa in green with a time of 2:161. James in red with a time of 2:480. Jack in green with a time of 2:498. Patrick B in red with a time of 2:467. Jack in green with a time of 2:498. Peter in red with a time of 3:499. Brian in green with a time of 3:229. Frederick in green with a time of 2:215. Nick in red with a time of 3:159. Dean in red with a time of 3:377. Aaron in green with a time of 3:929.
There's a pole on the green horse.
Thanks. Horse maintenance, green up pole on the green course.
Molly in green with a time of 2:856. David in red with a time of 2:646. Haley in green with a time of 2:797. Betsy in red with a time of 3:239. Samuel in green with a time of 2:226. Jack in red with a time of 2:587. Jonathan in green with a time of 2:676. Doug in red with a time of 3:630. Megan Red with the time of 3036. Peggy in green with the time of 3876.
The pole in that.
It's in the course. It's on the green course. There's a pole. Can somebody pull it?
Daniel in green with the time of 2835. Connor in red with the time of 2542. And Jason in red with the time of 2775.
There's a pole on the green course. Can somebody in course maintenance check it out?
You mean a gate or pole?
No, ski pole.
Bob said they found the one on green and put it at F5. Plus you can see one down there.
I just had 2 racers say it's around halfway.
The last racer in green came to the finish. So there's a pole in the course.
Alright, I'll go grab it.
That would be it.
Is that?
That would be it.
Yep. It's a pole.
Alex, he has it.